On Friday, news broke that Senator Bernie Sanders, the most popular senator in the country, will be running for president in 2020, building off the momentum from his historic 2016 run that changed the political landscape indelibly. And well, as a sexist Bernie bro myself, I personally could not be more excited. But there are a lot of voices in the media that don't seem to be, voices that are not at all representative of what the American people actually believe. The attacks are familiar. He's a divider. He's Satan incarnate for being old, white, and male. He's racist because he focuses on economic justice, and then when Ocasio-Cortez focuses on the same things, they praise her. Seems like you guys are the ones more obsessed with an individual's identity than what's coming out of their mouths. I mean, I even saw this very mainstream reporter from Wired say that there was, quote, a very real possibility that Bernie Sanders' campaign is part of a Kremlin-Trump operation. This woman is employed by a publication. This is Alex Jones' Democratic establishment style, but what it really says is a knee-jerk response to this deep-seated hatred of Bernie Sanders by the party elites, a deep-seated hatred that traces back to Bernie's unwillingness to go along with the status quo for decades. The same unwillingness that has drawn the fury of Wall Street, as was evident in this new Politico article. Wall Street executives who want Trump out list a consistent roster of appealing nominees that includes former Vice President Joe Biden and Senators Cory Booker of New Jersey, Kirsten Gillibrand of New York, and Kamala Harris of California. I'll let that speak for itself. Bankers' biggest fear: the nomination goes to an anti-Wall Street crusader like Senator Elizabeth Warren or Sanders. It can't be Warren and it can't be Sanders, said the CEO of a giant bank. Well, I love that quote. And to top it all off, Politico can't help but constantly editorialize, inserting their subjective opinions into the framing of their articles and passing them off as fact, even if those opinions run counter to actual facts. They end the article with this quote from a senior executive who is involved in Democratic politics. Everybody just wants to win. Frankly, if people believed Warren would win, they'd jump on board. And everyone in the top tier not named Bernie Sanders could probably win. So this executive is saying, fine, we'll take Warren over Bernie Sanders if you had to make us choose. Just anyone but Bernie, because we want to win. We want a Democrat to win. What a load of BS. This has nothing to do with wanting a Democrat to win. It has to do with wanting your kind of Democrat to win. Because if you really cared about a Democrat winning, the statement that you just made would be absolute nonsense. Because let me say it again, all data at this point shows that Bernie Sanders is one of the strongest, if not the strongest candidate against Donald Trump. And Politico does not point out any of this, ending their article with that quote about Bernie Sanders, and instead chooses to fluff up Joe Biden as someone who, quote, is viewed favorably as a candidate who could win, despite the fact that polling has found that Biden and Sanders are neck and neck. So why can one win and why can the other not? Why in an article about the preferences of Wall Street does Politico subtly frame the article from the Wall Street perspective? Well, it's because it aligns with the establishment perspective. And you know who hates the establishment? Everybody. You know who hates Wall Street? Everybody and their grandmother. So I genuinely hope that Politico keeps interviewing Wall Street executives about Democrats' viability in 2020. Keep the quotes coming about how Bernie and Elizabeth Warren are Wall Street's worst nightmares. As somebody named Franklin D. Roosevelt said, I welcome their hatred, and Bernie should too.